Red Star continued with impressive games and easily won against Zadar in front of their home team, which kept them their perfect run. In the game of the round, current champion Budućnosti Morača made a comeback to beat Mega Bemax. Partizan ended their run of defeats by winning in Laktaše against Igokea, while Mornar won in the exciting finish against FNP. And as usual, at the end of the game, we have top 5 plays of the round. Welcome to ABBA Magazine. Scotty Reynolds isn't playing for Olympia anymore. After just 4 games in Ljubljana's team in ABBA League, club and American small forward agreed to terminate their contract. In those 3 games, Reynolds scored average of 13 points. Jellic Felton also left the team, but he didn't play a single game in regional championship for a champion of Slovenia. Former USSC player played for Dragons only twice, both time in the domestic championship. New changes in roster was made by Mornar too. Team from Bar is without Bobby Brown, who stayed just around 20 days in Montenegro coastline. During that 3 games played, he averaged 21 points per game, which wasn't enough for Mornar to win in any of those, so former best scorer of EuroLeague is pursuing his career further in China. Champion of Montenegro also ended their deal with Kadim Carrington and Marin Mornar. Mornar replacement on small forward position is Malcolm Grant. Guy from Brooklyn started his season in Zadar, which means that he can take a different ABBA team after 12th round. New player for FNP is Alex Marzet. American guard has so far played in Spain, Finland and Australia, and to FNP he arrives as a replacement for Strahinja Stojačić, who terminated his agreement with FNP after averaging 2 points and just over 1 rebound per game. Vladimir Dašić is a new member of Zadar. Experienced 208 cm tall player signed a contract until the end of the season. Dašić played for a variety of teams. He was member of Real, Gran Canaria, Roma and Besiktas, and in ABBA League he played for Budućnost and Olympia. Last team was AEK Larnaca from Cyprus, where he badly injured his knee. Red Star is 10 of 10. Milan Tomic's team continued their perfect streak with an easy win against Zadar. Red and Whites won in Aleksandar Nikolić Hall. Final score was 97-70, which gave them a guaranteed top spot at the half of the season. It was clear from the start who is gonna win in this game, since home team got to +9 at the middle of the first quarter. Champion of Serbia made an emphatic win, mostly with help of easy points. They punished turnovers and missed shots from visiting team that had a lot of troubles with 2-point shots during the first half. On the other end, the team from Belgrade had 10 of 18 for 3 points and 7 different players made a 3-point attempts. 2-point shooting percentage was once again near 60%, and at 25 assists and rebound domination, it's clear why coach Nazar's team got their heaviest loss of the season. At the start of the second period, Red Star got their double-digit lead, and Zadar was unable to get much closer to the remainder of the game. Halftime score was 45-33. Third period finally seals the fate for Zadar, since home team scored 34 points. 20 points lead kept growing in last 10 minutes. Coach Tomic said that this suited him to try more different players, and almost everyone got to score in this game. Most efficient was Joe Ragland with 17 points. 80% shots made, and 4 rebounds, 6 assists and 3 turnovers. After first couple of misses, Perperoglu started scoring, and by the end he got 15 points, one more than Cirbes, and Simanic was in double digits with 11. One of rarely in the mood players in a losing team was Kwame Von with 16 points, while Mario Little added another 14 with poor shooting percentage. In the derby of the round 10 and battle for the second place, Budućnost in Morača won against Mega Bemax. Final score was 91-85. Fifth win in a row in a regional league for team from Podgorica came after 11-0 run in the last 2 minutes. Until then, visiting team was the one that controlled the game and at couple of times had plus 14 and plus 15 lead. Dejan Milojevic team were highly motivated at the beginning of the game played in capital of Montenegro. Strong energy on both ends of the court resulted in offensive inspiration and quality solutions, mostly from Goga Bitadze, who was brilliant in the first half, and also from Ognjen Čarapić, who scored 7 points in a row for an excellent 22-7 after just 6 minutes of play. Current champion was moved by Earl Clark, that once again showed that he is in a great shape. Mega, on the other hand, had high shooting percentages, so not even solo plays by former NBA player didn't help the home team to get out from double-digit lead until the end of the first period. Youngest team of the league controlled the second period too. After trailing for 14 points at the start of the period, team from Podgorica twice got to -6, after which visiting team responded with another run for 51-37. And at the half-time break, Mega had plus 10. Game was even more fierce at the third period when visiting team once again held plus 14 lead. Kojikic played with short starting 5. Omic and Barovic didn't get to play in the second half, so Koti Clark was successfully guarding opposing centers. EuroLeague participant from Podgorica started to make shots from distance, and 4 3-point shots made helped Budućnost to make a comeback in just 5 minutes and got their first lead of the game. That +2 lead was kept until the end of the third period. This didn't discourage team from Sremska Mitrovica. Nikola Mišković was without miss for 2 points, and with few good plays he managed to get the lead back to Mega. Mokoka got them even closer to the win since after he made a 3-point shot for 85-80 lead for visiting team. But as it turned out, it was their last point of the game. At the finish, Dejan Milojevic team was without Bitadze, who fouled out, and Budućnost made 11-0 run that gave them their 8th win of the season. Earl Clark scored 20 points with 60% precision. Goric added another 16 with 6 assists, while Koti Clark ended the game with 14 points. For Mega, Bitadze was most efficient with 23 points, 19 out of it in the first half. Player from Georgia had 6 rebounds and 4 blocks too. Mišković ended the game with 14 points, 1 more than Fundic and 3 more from Čarapić and Mokoka. Partizan returned to ABA Liga with win in Laktaši, where they were better than Igokea. Final score was 97-84. Andrea Trinchieri's team held the lead for all 40 minutes, but it doesn't mean that this wasn't an exciting game. Black and White started the game with high shooting percentage and kept that trend until the very end. After just 2 minutes played, result was 10-0 for visiting team. Team from Belgrade had plus 12. And then Filip Adamovic played a best game of the season, which allowed the home team to stay in the game. Visiting team started second period in a much better way. Rade Zagorac scored 8 points in a row, and for the first time Partizan had plus 14 lead. As in the first period, ending of the quarter went to coach Milakovic's team. Igokea scored from distance, so at the half-time break visitors had plus 3 lead only. Third period was most exciting, and the player that made sure that visiting team not only kept but also increased their lead was Vanja Marinković. He scored 4 out of his 6 3-point shots in this period and gave his team double-digit lead before the start of the last period. At the start of the crucial quarter, due to mutual altercation, Savalešić and Banja C were sent off, but Igokea wasn't able to get any closer to their rival. Partizan had a lot of turnovers, total of 16, but it evened out with 12 made 3-point shots, with almost 60% for 2 points, and total rebound domination with 18 rebounds more than their opponents. In the fifth win this season, Vanja Marinkovic was the best. He ended the game with 28 points with just 2 missed shots. Lendl had 17 points and 9 rebounds. Zagorac added 15 points, 5 rebounds and 3 assists and a steal. Stefan Jankovic had a great game too with 11 points and 12 rebounds. For home team, Adamovic had double-double. He made 5 3-point shots with 19 points and 10 assists. Latavius Williams scored 1 point less, while Zubčić ended the game with 14, while Alešić added another 13. Mornar won in Železnik against FMP. Final score was 84-82. Visitors from Bar came to Železnik without Brown and Bronson Canning, who left the club, while their latest acquisition, Malcolm Grant, will be eligible to play at round 12. On the other end, for FMP, we saw debut of Alex Marzet, and for the first time in the season, we saw Aleksa Uskokovic. Game was opened with runs for both teams. First, Mornar got 8-0 lead, to which FMP responded with 11-0 run, after which visitors got another 12-0 run for 20-11. Micevic scored under foul, which meant the Mornar had +9 at the end of the first period. Score was 23-14. Visitors continued with great plays, mostly in defense, in the second period too. After Micevic and Rebic scored for free, they got to 33-21 lead. Vranjes and Drenovac scored at the start of the second half, which gave Mornar their biggest lead of +16. In next few minutes, FMP was unable to get close to visitors that had a double-digit lead throughout almost all of the third period. But at the start of the last period, Apic and Pot scored and FMP gets to 64-58. Mornar managed to hold on and get their double-digit lead back before home team once again came close, this time to 73-68, after Reed scored with 2.5 minutes left to play. After that, Vranjes scores for free under foul and gets the lead to +9, and with minute left to play and Mornar leading 79-71. It seemed that the game was done. FMP still managed one last push, and after 2 3-point shots by Rebec and one by Jeremic, score was 81-80. Vranjes scored 3 out of 4 free throws and FMP lost the ball in last possession of the game, so Mornar got their third win of the season. As usual, Apic was most efficient in FMP. He scored 24 points and 16 rebounds. Jeremic added another 18, while Rebec scored 14. With the winning team, Vranjes scored 19 points, Rebic had 16 and 8 assists, while Drenovac scored 15. In the first game of round 10, CDVita in Zagreb's home of sport after comeback managed to win against Olimpija. Final score was 95-82. Home team was without Marko Banic, while team from Ljubljana was without Miha Lapornik. Visiting team opened the game better, and within 5 minutes of play they were without miss and they scored 19 points for +9 lead. Aleksandar Nikitovic's team scored easy points from transition and their 3-point shots served them well too. Led by in the form Kops, CDVita ended the first period with 9-0 run and equalized the score. Visitors continued in the same rhythm, and at the start of the second period they got the lead back. But with great energy and plays from Toni Katic, champion of Croatia went to the halftime break with minimal lead of 49-48. In third period we saw evenly fought game, rivals exchanged leads, and especially inspired in Olimpija was Jan Špan, who scored 12 points in this game. Home team held that minimal lead at the start of the crucial period, but after that they geared up and broken their rival. CDVita erupted with 19-4 run and gets to an easy finish. Katic, Kops and Bell made sure that CDVita got their 4th win in a row and gets to a 4th place. Most efficient player from the winning team was Bell with 23 points and 5 for 6 for 3 points. Kops added another 20, Katic 15, while in Olimpija better than the rest was Špan with 20 points total. In a very efficient game played in Leon Štukelj Hall in Novo Mesto, Cibona was better than Krka. Final score was 190. Visiting team was extremely in form at the beginning of the game. In the first period they had over 75% made shots from play, with 35 points scored. After first 10 minutes, Cibona had a 35-25 lead. Most efficient was Rally Ross, who scored all of his points in that period. Home team played much better defense in the second period, and during the last 2 minutes of the half-time, they managed to make a comeback, and after Lapornik scored his fourth 3-point shots, score was 46-45. Škedel scored from a semi-distance, so at the break it was 50-48 for home team. Krka held the lead for the most of the third period, while Lapornik scored for them. For Cibona that was Marko and Krešimir Ljubicic. After Lazić buzzer beater, third period was ended with +1 for Krka. Home team led 81-78 at the half-time of the last period when Rozic scored his first points of the game. Experienced Cibona player managed to score for free, after which he scored from the fast break for 87-84. Result was 88-88 with 1:30 left to play, after which Markota scored 3 points and gave them their biggest lead, and they held until the very end and thus got their fourth win of the season. Best in the losing team was Lapornik with 25 points. Bartoš added another 16, while Lalić scored 12. Best player from Cibona were Marko Ljubicic with 21 points, while Marko added another 20, alongside Rally Ross. MVP for 10th round of regional championship was Vanja Marinković. Partizan's player led his team to win in a away game played in Laktaši. Marinković scored 28 points with 7 from 9 for in-game shots, including 6 of 8 for 3 points. He had 3 rebounds and 2 assists, which was enough for 32 index points. It's interesting that Dragan Apić with 39 and Luka Lapornik with 35 had a better index, but since FNP and Krka lost, MVP of 10th round in ABA League was Vanja Marinković. You watched another edition of ABBA Magazine. See you all next week when we will be watching highlights of 11th round.